In 1602, John de Bernieres was born in Caen, a couple years after the Wars of Religion. John de Bernieres studied with the Jesuits in Caen. He was knowledgeable in Latin and the history of the Church. He was a master in mathematics, especially geometry. From his father, he inherited the treasury of France, and was responsible for organizing the collection of the king's taxes for Lower Normandy. Like the other members of his family, Bernieres personally took care of the poor at their bedside. Sometimes he carried the poor on his back to care for them at the hospital. John Eudes, Gaston of Renty, and John de Bernieres developed a profound friendship and remained faithful to each other throughout their lives. Together, these three men encouraged aristocrats and bourgeois to take personal care of the poor. Although Bernieres was a fellow student of John Eudes, it was John de Bernieres who made the building plans for John Eudes' first charity and helped him in the management of the establishment. Although John de Bernieres remained single throughout his life. In 1635, Bernieres began assisting Madame de la Peltrie. Madame de la Peltrie was a young, wealthy widow from Paris who desired to devote her life and fortune to the poor. However, she faced opposition from her family. They refused to support her missionary work and wanted to marry her off. To facilitate the relations of Madame de la Peltrie with her family, John de Bernieres entered into a pseudo-marriage with Madame de la Peltrie. After their pseudo-marriage, Bernieres took all the necessary precautions to ensure that Madame de la Peltrie would leave for Canada. When Marie de la Incarnation met Madame de la Peltrie, Marie de la Incarnation realized that Madame de la Peltrie was the companion who had been shown to her in a dream. Together, Madame de la Peltrie and Marie de la Incarnation left for Quebec to establish an Ursuline monastery. Bernieres managed Madame de la Peltrie's fortune and would send a boat to St. Lawrence every year, loaded with everything the Young Quebec Foundation needed. In 1645, John de Bernieres established the Hermitage of Caen. The Hermitage was a place of intense spiritual prayer for lay and religious men. At the Hermitage, Pierre Lambert will learn the importance of abandoning oneself to the will of God.